Hello. Hello everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Hello, home tacket. Nice. Hello everybody. So today we are going to be making a realistic suburban house. So yeah, let's do it.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a realistic suburban house. And I have designed the inside and the outside for you, which I'm quite excited to show you. I hope that you guys like it. So on the front of the house, as you can see, we have a nice archway and we have a garden set behind it, a footpath and a driveway. We have a path that leads all the way to the back garden, which also has another stone archway. But on the back garden, we have what is known as a pagoda, which houses a hot tub and a seating area inside of it. A pagoda is very much like a gazebo, except typically the roof is a little bit exposed. We even have a conservatory back here as well, which is basically just like a nice room to hang out. We have a garden shed and we have some nicely decorated flower beds and flowers, and it's just quite a pleasant back garden. It's decorated with all different kinds of plants and lights, and well, it's just quite nice being back here. But if we come all the way to the front of the house again so that we can come inside, I feel as though that it's best that we walk through the front door. We are immediately greeted by a hallway that has a hallway table, and we have a place to store our keys, and we have our armor stands, and we have a chest, and the lower part of the house is actually split into two halves. So if we go into this left half, we have a dining room with a dining room table, and we have a couple of lamps that show us or illuminate
nice.
a window. We have a kitchen. So the kitchen is a little bit open plan with the dining room. We have a breakfast bar, we have an island in the center of the kitchen, we have our cooker, we have our sink, we even have a little pantry in here as well, kind of built underneath these stairs. We can even access the conservatory, which has a sofa or settee, or what else could we call it? A couch? I guess it's got so many names. We have a table, we have a television, we have books, anything that we could quite possibly need in here just to kind of like chill out and enjoy the day. In the opposite side of the house, if we work our way through, we have a bit of a chill out slash study slash kind of like entertainment area. We have books and we have a piano, we have a shelving area, we have a half wall which kind of like conceals and locks away our living room, which just has a sofa, settee, couch, a coffee table and a television on the wall. If we move through here and we walk upstairs, I really like how upstairs is laid out as well. We have a little bit of a landing area where we can sit down and look onto the back garden. We can walk through our hallways, which are decorated with pictures, and we have units and shelves and seats. The house is kind of like split into 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. So this is 1 bedroom for whoever may like a blue bedroom. So we have, I don't quite know what to call this. It's not a cabin bed or a bunk bed per se, but it's like a bed that's suspended in the air with like a little desk and a computer underneath it. We have a TV, we have a bit of a wardrobe situation, we have shelves. We actually have a similar room on the exact opposite side of the house, except for this side of the house it is pink, and it's pretty much the same, except it's an extensive wardrobe situation. We can also have a look at the master bedroom. So the master bedroom is a bit different in the fact that it's bigger and it's also laid out in a different way. We have a larger TV, more pictures on the walls, we have a bigger bed, different styles of cabinets and units, we have a dressing table. And although this isn't exactly an ensuite because there is only 1 bathroom in the house, we have in the bathroom a large bath, a big square shaped bath. We have a pretty nice looking shower, we we have a sink and units, and we also have a toilet as well, and well, that actually covers it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason that I designed all of the inside and outside for you is because I get so many requests to make the inside of my builds that I really can't ignore it anymore. If you would like to see a separate tutorial in which I show you how to make everything that we have just seen, so the entire inside and the outside of the build, exactly how we have just seen it, could we please hit 2,000 likes on this video, and I will absolutely make the inside tutorial for you, no problem. That's all I ask, ladies and gentlemen, and also comment down below and let me know that you do indeed want to see the inside. If you do, if this video hits 2,000 likes, I will do that, no problem. But without any further ado, let's get started. Here are all of the materials. You will need to make your house. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. So the first thing that we are going to do is start with a row of 2 brick in a row on the ground. So 1, 2. We then want to place 5 quartz block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 more brick. 1, 2. Extend inwards by 1, right 1, up by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then extend down to the ground, and then take the block that hit the ground and go right 1 towards you, right 1, and then place 5 quartz going right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 brick going right. And now we want to do the length of the house. We want to go back by 20.
20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We then want to extend that 20th block across by 8. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We then want to go in 1. We then want to go right by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to extend 1 block towards us, and then we want to go right, and we want to join back on ourselves, so all the way back to the very start of the build, just like this. And this is pretty much the floor plan for the build. Quite simple, hopefully, as you can see. What do we want? Well, the house has some bay windows. The windows are quite simple. We have these 2 rows of 5 block of quartz. I want you to extend them 1 row towards you. The windows are quite simple. We have these 2 rows of 5 block of quartz. I want you to extend them 1 row towards you, and then I want you to extend the 3 middle blocks towards you. I then want you to take the edge of the window, so the 2 blocks on the left and right and the 3 on the ends, and I want you to place 2 rows of glass block. I'm specifically using black glass because it seems to just fit with this build, but do feel free to change it. And we want to place them on the edges of the quartz. I'm then going to place an additional row of quartz on top, and this is what the bay window shall look like until we add some roofage. So the next thing that we're going to do is, of course, the next one. So we're going to add a row of block of quartz, we're going to extend the middle 3 blocks, and then we're going to add 2 rows of glass along the outside. Once we've added the 2 rows of glass of any colour, feel free to use anything that you like, we're then going to place a row of block of quartz on top, and that makes 2 pretty fine windows. We want to raise up all of the brick to be as high as the brick that we have at the front of the build. So when I say the front of the build, I mean this is the entrance right here. The bricks want to be as high, so you don't really have to make it complicated, you don't have to count it, but if you did want to, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of bricks extended. You want to connect the brick together across the top of the windows. You don't want to match the shape of the top of the bay window, you simply want to connect it across. And we're also
Matt.
All of the
Hedging?
So every single
If I said your name correctly, if not, then I'm sorry.
Half of the house. Now, as we progress through this, you're going to, or you may wonder to yourselves, where are all of the windows? Where are all of the details? I would recommend, and this is me, saving adding windows until you make the inside of your build. As I have said a million times, I would always recommend waiting until you have figured out what the layout on the inside of your build is going to look like before adding a mass amount of windows, unless the windows are a feature of the house, such as those 2 bay windows on the front. And this house has plenty of windows, ladies and gentlemen, don't get me wrong, but I would recommend really do wait until you have completely figured out what you want to be where until you add them, because then you can really make a feature of them, you can really make them count, or the way that I see it. But there are some obvious placements, and we can talk about that in a bit. So this is what we want to have so far, ladies and gentlemen. This is the foundation for the house. This is pretty much this is ground floor. This is floor numero uno. I don't know my Spanish. Anyway, we're going to grab brick stairs and we're going to make an archway out of the front of our house. So far, ladies and gentlemen, this is the foundation for the house. This is pretty much this is ground floor. This is floor numero uno. I don't know my Spanish. Anyway, we're going to grab brick stairs and we're going to make an archway out of the front of our house. So this is actually going to be the main entrance. There's going to be a doorway here just on the right, or you could choose it to be the middle, but the idea is that behind this archway we have a layer of white concrete like this, and I like the idea of there being a little window here on the left, which I'm going to use glass block for. I like the idea of there being a door here on the right, and I'll hang a lantern up there a little bit later on, but hopefully that gives a little bit of context as to how I want this to look. Now, I want you to grab your white concrete, and we're going to do some of the second floor. If you come all the way up to the top front right-hand corner of the house, which is of course here, and you place a row of 8 white concrete extending backwards along the top row of bricks, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you extend that 8 block inwards, and then to the right by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you extend that 1 block towards you again, and then extend that all the way to the right. This is the shape that we want. You see, we also want to have the white concrete overhang the front and the back of the build by 1, and we also want the white concrete to be 5 rows high in total. We already have 1 row, so 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is what we want to do. We're going to extend the outwards white concrete rows upwards, so the parts that are even and flush level with the brick part of the house, the white concrete, we're just going to extend it all up, make sure it's all as high as each other. It wants to be 5 rows high in total. We're going to extend the white concrete back a little bit here, and then this center part is going to be a window. The window is very simple. All we have to do is add a vertical row of white concrete on the left, the right, add a row across the top, and then another extending down, and add 2 rows of glass pane here. These are actually going to lead on to hallways. These will be the ends of the hallways, and it will actually work very well for the inside of the house. I want to do this on both sides of the house, by the way. So, on the opposite side of the house, you might remember we want to start from either side, really, and we want to place a row of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8 white concrete. Extend in. Left by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extend towards you, and then left. We want to make sure that the white concrete overhangs. We want to add 4 rows on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to fill the outward part in using white concrete, and then we want to add a little window into the centre. Can we add the same window on this side as we do the opposite side? Yes, as the upstairs is actually laid out very, very well. It's almost, you can walk almost in a cross shape through the entire second floor, and that, as I mentioned, the 2 side parts of the cross actually culminate in these windows. So it's actually quite a nice layout upstairs, which I'm sure that you may have seen already. If not, you will have seen at the end of the video, which is past tense. You will see at the end of the video, unless you already cheated, went to the end of the video and then came back here, and then that grammar would make sense. We're then going to add a little window here, just like this, and we have to make sure that the white concrete does indeed hang over the front of the house, and then we have something that actually looks a little bit bizarre. Honestly, I don't know what this looks like quite yet, but it looks a little bit crazy. And now that we have done that, what do we want to do next? Well, it's quite simple. We want to join the left and right sides of the house together. We'll start with the bottoms because it's quite easy to do. You simply want to place a row of white concrete that extends around the outside of the brickwork just below. And we just want to place white concrete, as I said, extending around the brickwork like this. We then want to make the white concrete as high as the white concrete that we have on the sides of the build. I'm going to completely fill in the areas with white concrete and then add the windows inside. I just think it would be a little bit easier than fiddling around with the windows that and then placing the white concrete around it. It just seems a lot easier to do it this way around, but we want to have this. We also want to make the shape for the roof. So the roof is split into, and as a matter of fact, I just realised something. We just want to shave
Hello, Superpod. So, Nick,
on the left and right sides of the build. So right in the middle, we want to have an area of white concrete that is the same area as the entrance just down below. So we want to have something which should look like that. We don't want to have just the 3 rows in the middle. Okay, so these 2 areas here on the left and the right side, we want to turn them into pyramids. So you can see that we've got this long, flat row of white concrete. We want to add rows of white concrete on top of it that are 1 row shorter than either side, culminating in a single block right up at the top to make an apex.
there's a new Sonic movie too. That looks so amazing.
Like
It's my favourite clip. Oh yeah, I have seen that clip of I don't want to spoil the movie for everyone else, so if you don't want it to be spoiled, now is your time to stop watching the video. Supersonic is in the movie. Yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled for the movie, now is your time to stop watching this video.
Bending inwards rapidly until we eventually have something which should look like that. So there are windows involved here. The windows are quite simple to add. What I want you to do is I want you to come to the base of the pyramid on the left side here, which is I suppose the easiest way to say it. I think the base of the pyramid here, and we want to go to the right by 1, 2, and then we want to drop down 1. Destroy this block, a pyramid on the left side here, which is I suppose the easiest way to say it. I think the base of the pyramid here, and we want to go to the right by 1, 2, and then we want to drop down 1.
Okay.
Destroy this block, and then we want to destroy to the right by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Destroy the row underneath, and that is what the window shall look like. So we want to place 2 rows of black glass pane in here, just like this. We want to move over to the left. We want to do the same thing. If you just follow the window over to the left and just leave a gap of 2 on both sides, it should be quite easy to simply copy it. What it basically looks like is that the window is almost in the center of the wall, and it will look even more like that once we add the little roofs above the bay windows. We also have to have a window in the center here. As I remember, I do want to say this is actually a window that shines into the master bedroom. The window, if you follow the lower row of panes into the center part of the house, and you find the 3 middle blocks in the area above the entrance, you destroy the middle 3 blocks and the row below. Fill it in with glass. Those windows are not centered, so you can see that the middle window is actually lower than the other 2, and I actually think that that creates quite a pleasing thing to look at, because it's not quite even, but it sort of is. It creates a distinction, I think, rather than it looking like Cyclops from the X-Men, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so to make the roof of the bay windows, we simply use our dark oak wood stairs, and above and outside of the bay window, I want you to place a row of dark oak wood stairs that never actually touches the bay window, really. It never touches the quartz at the top, but it goes up and around and above like this. We don't want to fill in the space up above. I'd recommend placing sideways dark oak wood stairs above the empty space on the left and right, and place a forward face and around and above like this. We don't want to fill in the space up above. I'd recommend placing sideways dark oak wood stairs above the empty space on the left and right, and place a forward facing row of dark oak wood stairs in between the top lights on. I then want you to fill in the gaps that will remain at the top of the bay window using dark oak wood stairs, and that's about that. That's as easy as it gets. We want to do this on both sides, so we add the roof that goes all the way around the top, around the outside, just like this. Here, we add the dark oak wood stairs above the little gap. I used the wrong material there. We place sideways stairs at the left and right sides with just straight, normal front-facing dark oak wood stairs in the middle, and that is how things will look. So that is a pretty cool
March on April 8th. It's already out in my country. I live in Australia. It came out about yesterday. It came out yesterday.
Sees that? You tell me in the comment section. Does it look a little bit creepy? I don't know. It does to me. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to whip on over to the back part of the house, and we're going to do something similar back here. So we want to have the same white concrete area that we placed on the front of the house directly translated onto the back. Do remember that we're going to have to open up that middle back part of the build, so just above where the back entrance is going to be, we're going to have to shave off a row of white concrete on the left and right hand sides, just to make it look a little bit better. Otherwise it looks a little bit cramped, and I've got the 5 rows instead of 3, but we can extend it all up. The white concrete wants to go all the way around the top of the brickwork. We're then going to destroy a row of white concrete, like I said, just in the middle, just to make it the same as the front of the house. We're going to turn the left and right white concrete, like I said, just in the middle, just to make it the same as the front of the house. We're going to turn the left and right hand sides of the house into pyramids, so we're just going to take the long road of white concrete, and we'll gradually extend them up both sides, just like this. Here, 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 and here, just like that. That's looking fantastic. We want to grab our glass. We actually want to have the same windows also that we have just on the front of the house, directly on the back of the house as well, so we can take the upper part of the pyramid here, we can extend 1, 2 rows inwards, down 1, destroy row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row underneath. Same on the opposite side of the house, we want to have a row of 5 in the middle, row underneath. We want to take the bottom row to where the window would be. We want to find the center point of this little white concrete area in between, and we want to destroy the 3 middle blocks and then the row underneath, and then that will give us our set of windows. We can then fill these in using black stained glass pane or any variety of glass. You could even use block. I'm really not opposed to block whatsoever. I just really like the black glass contrasting very well against the white concrete. It's up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so now that we've done that, I want to mark out where the back entrance will be. It's actually very simple. The back entrance isn't as luxurious as the front entrance, although you could make it so if you wanted to emulate it. But the back entrance for me, I decided to just have like a double wide door here. But if you did want to make it a lot fancier, then you could have the same as what you did have on the front. So if you were to knock out all of the central brickwork, leaving kind of like an N shape here, and then added upside down stairs into the 2 corners, and then if you added white concrete behind, and then maybe this time we'll make it a bit different and then we'll just have a central door, then you could have the same thing at corners and as what you did have on the front. So if you were to knock out all of the central brickwork, leaving kind of like an N shape here, and then added upside down stairs into the 2 corners, and then if you added white concrete behind, and then maybe this time we'll make it a bit different and then we'll just have a central door, then you could have the same thing as you had on the back, and then you can hang a lantern in the center as well, since the house is a little bit symmetrical but not completely. Okay, so what are we going to be doing back here? Nothing quite yet. We'll finish off the build with what I have planned for the back. So now it's pretty much time to add the roof, and the roof is very, very simple, ladies and gentlemen, incredibly easy. So on the sides of the house, we want to have, on the left and right hand sides, we want to have dark oak wood stairs extending up from the very sides of our pyramid all the way up to the top. We're going to have dark oak wood slabs just up at the top, extending from front to back. Just smooth, easy rows of dark oak wood stairs. It's as easy as that on both the left and right hand sides. It's not really complicated whatsoever. We take the tops and we place dark oak wood slabs up at the top. And another feature of the roof, as with most roofs, we are going to want to hang them 1 row over the actual house as well, and we're going to place upside down stairs underneath the overhanging row. At the top we're going to use a plank rather than a stair, so we have the overhanging row of stairs. And then we're going to have a plank just right up at the top, so slab, upside down stairs, plank, just like this. And we're going to do the outer parts of the roof first. Not that the middle roof is difficult whatsoever to do, it's just I find it a bit easier if we just work on the simple part of the roofs, which is just these 2 sides, you know, the outer parts. The parts that don't have to connect together in any way, which way sort of form at all, then that was a confusing sentence, in any way whatsoever, then we can do the easy part and then we can do the difficult part afterwards, and they will join together in such a way and it will look quite nice as well, because what we're going to be doing with the middle part of the roof, you can see that the roof
Hello DD3248. Hello DD3248.
Peaks where we have the dark oak wood slabs, right? Well, we're going to make the middle of the roof a little bit smaller than the two peaks, and in doing that it will create a bit of a contrast in the roof, a little bit of a varying shape, and it will just make it look a little bit nicer. So we can place this here. Perfect. So now that we've done that, you can see these two halves are wanting to join together. We're going to place dark oak wood stairs on the two inside points, and we're going to join the stairs together in the middle. We're going to place a row of dark oak wood stairs along the edge of the roof like this. The dark oak wood stairs want to overhang one row. We want to place upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath on both sides. So we want to have a row of dark oak wood stairs along the outside. We want to have it hanging underneath. We want to place upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath, just like this. And then what we're going to do is we are going to join the roof together in the middle. So we want to basically just take the rows of dark oak wood stairs and we want to join them together in the middle like this. So we want to take the stairs, we want to extend them inwards and across to each other like this. So just like that. And how far do we want to take it? We're going to take it, we're going to extend the roof together inwards like this until there's one dark oak wood stair left. So you can see that we have this, and then we've got the dark oak wood stair near the top, we've got the slab up at the top, and then we're going to extend the stair towards the back of the build like so, like this, and then we're going to place dark oak wood stairs along the outside. Extend it one row forwards, and then we're going to place upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath, just like that. So we want to have the edge of the roof edged using dark oak wood stairs like this, exactly how we have it on the front, and then this here, here, and here, and then we want to put upside down stairs just underneath like this, and then we already have the dark oak wood stairs joined together front to back near the top of the peak of the roof, and then we just have to join the inward portion of dark oak wood stairs together. So that will leave us, if you might not have realized this yet, actually, maybe you have. In doing it this way, we will actually have a massive gap in the middle of the roof, and that is where the dark oak wood planks will come in. So once we've placed these, like this here,
is that Sonic in the background? Yes.
Here, like this, perfect. We will have this, so just a big open middle roof, and we're just going to fill the middle of this in using dark. Why will you not place on the back of it? There we go, perfect. So we're just going to fill the middle of this gap in using the dark oak wood planks. It will take a little while, but once that has been done, that will be the roof. And it's actually quite a large roof, as I realised. I didn't realise how big it actually was until we started filling it in. It didn't seem so bad when I designed this place, but it's actually kind of huge, isn't it? So let's finish up like this. Perfect. So what that will give us is this effect, and can you see what I mean? How you get the two peaks on the left and right hand side with the flat part in the middle. It looks pretty good, and that is what I like. Perfect. That looks fantastic. So now that we have done that, the next thing that we are going to do, the next structural thing that we're going to do, is we are going to add a conservatory. So a conservatory is basically like a little glass entrance added onto one's house, and we're going to add one here because it seems like a realistic thing to add to a build. And we're going to use brick for this, we're going to use glass, quartz stairs, quartz slabs, and we're going to use iron door. Like a realistic thing to add to a build. And we're going to use brick for this, we're going to use glass, quartz stairs, quartz slabs, and we're going to use iron doors. We're going to take the back corner of the house here, and we're going to place a row of 6 brick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, extending from the back of the house. We're then going to extend the brick. We're going to take the back corner of the house here, and we're going to place a row of 6
okay.
brick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, extending from the back of the house. We're then going to extend the brick left towards you, left towards you, left by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in, left, and then extend it, just like this. We're then going to place 2 rows of glass on top of the brick. So 2 entire rows of glass on top of the brick. Actually, I want to make sure, yeah, it is indeed 2. For a second, for one split moment, I thought it was only 1. I'm really glad that it's 2. So add 2 rows on top of the bricks like this. We're then going to add quartz stairs on top of the glass. If you've never seen a conservatory, which you probably have in some sort of way, I'm sure, it's a lot of them have a foundation of like brick, and then a lot of glass window paneling, and then there's usually some sort of like white plastic or something around the top of it, and that's the roof. We're going to add a glass block inside of the quartz area, and it's quite a tricky shape as well because a lot of them are kind of like these kind of like dome shapes, like this, sort of like semicircles. What we then want to do is we want to, you know what, we'll actually fill in the entire roof with glass because that's a perfect area to just fill in with glass. We're going to leave 1 row's gap, and we're going to place a row of quartz slabs like this. It kind of just...
You are good at making YouTube videos. Bye.
Forms
oh, thank
like
you.
A circular shape.
Thank you.
the top of the conservatory like this. So if that makes sense. So that's kind of like the structure of the conservatory complete. We're also going to want to find a way to get in it. I'd recommend destroying 2 rows of space somewhere along the inside of it, kind of close to the back door, and planting 2 iron doors there. It can be anywhere along here, it doesn't really matter, but that's a conservatory, a very realistic thing to add to one's house. Now that we've done that, we're going to add some boundaries to the house, and then we're actually going to be pretty much done. So we're going to need, I just realised we are missing a material, but I'm sure that will have been in the item list. We need dark oak doors, buttons, lanterns, we're going to need brick blocks, and we also need a hedge material, which can be any leaf. I'm going to be using oak. On the back door here, I'm just going to add a back door by placing a dark oak door right in the middle, lantern just up above. That's the back door. On the front door, it's pretty much the exact same thing, except for the fact we're going to add the door here, doorbell, lantern, just like that. As simple as that. Oh, you know what we're actually also going to need is brick stairs as well, but that's not until a little bit later. On the left side of the build, I want you to come over and I want you to grab your brick blocks. I want you to place a brick extending from the left side of the build, and I want you to extend the brick forwards by 11. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back.
I want you to extend to the right by 14. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then up 1. Sideways brick stairs on top. Upside down brick stair inside of it. Sideways brick stair on top. Brick block to the right. Brick stairs to the right, upside down brick stair underneath it, brick stair to the right, extend down using brick block, sideways brick stairs on top, upside down brick stair inside of it, sideways brick stair on top, brick block to the right, brick stairs to the right, upside down brick stair underneath it, brick stair to the right, extend down using brick block. Extend the brick on the ground to the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll notice it lines up with the side of the house. Leave a gap of 4 in the ground, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a brick. And now we kind of just have to figure out how far back we want the house to be, quite honestly. So I'd recommend this. here's how I figured it out on the other side, guys. I want you to extend this brick block backwards until it lines up with the edge of the house where we have the brick, and then extend backwards by 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Boom.
40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
Perfect. We're then going to, on the end here, we're going to place a double high hedge, just using oak leaves, and we're going to extend the oak leaves across, and it's going to join to the wall that we have at the front of the house. So we might even shave off one row of the wall so that the hedge is seen clearly visibly, like here starting. And then we're just going to make a hedge to kind of just join together to converge at that back corner at a 90-degree angle. So just like this, just draw that like this. So this is basically just going to mark out the garden, which isn't so extravagant. In the back of the garden we have what's called a pagoda, which is like a big wooden overhanging thing with a hot tub, and then we've kind of got like a bit of a garden area. We might even add a shed or something. We've kind of got like a nice bit of hedging, we've got a nice little bit of greenland, and we also have a drive and a little bit of garden in the front. But what we also do have on the house is we have a little archway, which basically the archway, I want you to line it up with the central window here in the middle of the house. So you can see the window, we want to take the centre block, and we want to, on the ground, we want to place 1, 2 bricks. We then want to place a brick stairs sideways on top. Upside is we have a little archway, which basically the archway, I want you to line it up with the central window here in the middle of the house. So you can see the window, we want to take the centre block, and we want to, on the ground, we want to place 1, 2, and a little bit of garden in the front. But what we also do have on the house is we have a little archway, which basically the archway, I want you to line it up with the central window here in the middle of the house. So you can see the window, we want to take the centre block, and we want to, on the ground, we want to place 1, 2 bricks. We then want to place a brick stairs sideways on top, upside down brick stairs inside, sideways brick block to the right, brick stair, upside down brick stair underneath, sideways brick stair, connect down using a brick. So we want to have an archway that should look like this. We've got one on the side of the house which leads to the back garden, and we've got one which kind of leads to the front garden and a driveway. Easy as that. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We've completed the structure of the house. It's completely ready for you to add your own garden, for you to add your own inside to the house, for you to finish it up for yourselves. However, if you do want a little bit of inspiration, I have designed the inside of the house for you and the outside, which I'm going to go away, I'm going to build, and then I'm going to show you. If you do want a separate tutorial on what you're about to see, you guys know what you have to do. Just hit that like button if you haven't already, and I'll make a full-length block-by-block tutorial for what we are about to see. So this is what the house will look like once it has been 100% fully completed. And as you can see, I have decorated the outside for you and the inside. I'll be showing you absolutely everything. So the front garden, we have added a driveway and a footpath that takes us to the front door. We have flowers and flower beds and leaves and rocks and all kinds of colourful decoration out on the front. We already had our walls and our hedge, of course, but if we follow that along to the back garden, you'll be able to see that we have added some flower beds to the back garden. We actually have a garden shed back here as well. We have what is known as a pagoda, which is a large wooden structure similar.
I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to turn this into this. This is our realistic suburban house. I'll show you how to make the entire outside of the house, everything that you can see, the front and back garden, and of course, I'll be showing you how to make the very varied inside of our house as well, with its many rooms. Too many rooms to show because this is going to be a long tutorial. Hopefully it goes without saying that you cannot follow this video until you have actually made this house. So if you haven't made this house yet, I would highly recommend it. It's an awesome house. You can check it out on the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section if you do indeed want to make it. So feel free to make the house, pause this video, and then come back if you want to. Here are all of the materials that we are going to be starting off with. This house is going to require so many materials, I don't think I can even accurately keep up with an item list. So I'm just going to have to grab a whole new batch every time we need them and show you them like this. So feel free to pause the video right now, make sure that you have access to all those materials, and once you do have them all, we can get started. So all of these materials are going to be for the outside. We need diorite, smooth stone, jungle leaves, grey glazed terracotta, or any kind of terracotta really, oak fence. We're going to be using some rose bushes, bone meal, stone pressure plate, and stone buttons. So the first thing that we are going to do on the outside is we have to make a path. We need to make two paths. So one path is going to lead from the front door, and it's going to be about 3 blocks wide. We need to make two paths. So one path is going to lead from the front door, and it's going to be about 3 blocks wide. Don't be too worried about getting this perfect. It's going to be about 3 blocks wide, and it's actually going to kind of curve a little bit. So it's going to curve towards the front gate. Well, it's not really a gate that we have. I think that we can say that it's just kind of like an archway. You could build a gate here, but the idea of it is to kind of slowly curve towards. the front gate, and we're going to shave off some blocks here just to make it about 3 rows thick, and that's a pretty good looking path. You might be wondering, why am I using diorite? Because diorite is probably one of the least used blocks that I use, and I don't actually dislike it as much as some people do dislike it. I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I actually do quite like it. I quite like white and grey, and you get both of them with this block. So this path is also going to join to a drive. The drive is made out of smooth stone. The smooth stone can pretty much be extended as far back as the brick archway that we have here. It's going to be about 3 or so rows thick. I guess it's going to be 4 really. I guess it's going to be 4 rows thick because that's how large we made the drive. And we can even connect the drive either using smooth stone, or I'm thinking, because we do have that one inventory slot left, I'm not sure whether you guys will have seen it in the inventory, but I'm thinking maybe we could connect it together with a grass path instead of making a solid path, because I quite like both of the paths like this. We have jungle leaves. They're the most vibrant leaf, I find, so that I like to use them the most, but you can use any. Jungle leaves are going to go around the bay windows. So around this bay window here, it can extend out a little bit like this if you like. is going to go around this bay window as well, but only about halfway through this bay window, just to make it a little bit different. So just like this, that's looking pretty good. We're going to have jungle leaves as kind of like a hedge at the front of the garden, so it's going to sit against the horizontal row of brick that we have kind of like spanning across the garden. I'm going to have a large collection of rose bushes, pretty much behind like this little part of the hedge here, and maybe in this corner here, so maybe leading from the corner where the house kind of like joins the garden, maybe like across a little bit, just some roses. I'm going to bone meal a little corner here, so maybe leading from the corner where the house kind of like joins the garden, maybe like across a little bit, just some roses. We're going to bone meal a little bit as well. Later on we might whip out some more flowers, we might make it look a little bit nicer, but I'm going to bone meal. I'm going to chuck down a couple of pressure plates and a couple of buttons. I don't want to be too crazy with these because I don't want it to look a little too silly, but I do want to fill the garden, so to speak. Later on I do think that we are going to join the drive and the actual, I guess, like footpath together. I want to place some jungle leaves on the side of the house as well, so it can even connect from the bay window all the way back here. It can hit this archway, and maybe it can even travel a bit further. Maybe it can come all the way up the side of the house, actually, as I look at it. And I just realised we're missing material. I figured out what that last slot can be. So, what are we going to do? First of all, I think that we've kind of got to make this structure on the back of the house so that we can kind of figure out where the path goes. So I'm going to dump these materials for a second, we can be getting them back. And we need oak fence, we'll be needing oak wood planks, oak wood slab, and the material that I forgot, very sorry that I forgot, like I said, it's so hard to keep track because there are so many materials with this build, it really is kind of crazy. We need terracotta. So, what do we have to build on the back of the house here that allows us to then kind of like figure out where the path goes? Well, there is what's known as a pagoda, which is kind of like a gazebo but with missing pieces. So from this corner of the house here, we're going to place 5 oak fence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, right? We're going to leave a gap of 2. Then we're going to place, extending up from the ground, so we have our gap of 2, yeah? And then on this third block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oak planks. Then extending across, we're going to have 3 fence, 1, 2, 3, place a plank, 1, 2, 3 fence, place a plank, just like this, right? And then you can connect back to the house using an entire row of fence. We want the oak planks to all be 5 rows high, so just measure it out using that first one, and then you should be quite good, really. We want to connect the tops of the oak plank areas together to the house, so we want to connect the oak planks to the house like this, using oak slabs, just in long rows, as I mentioned. So, just kind of like this. If you want, you can also add horizontal rows. So we can, first of all, we can connect all of the oak plank rows together like this, and then how would it work? Maybe like one there, and then, so we could add a slab here and a slab here, leaving a 2-row gap, and then that actually looks alright, and then we have kind of like a crisscrossy sort of pattern. It looks quite good, and this is just an overhang, and we're going to have a couple of things under here, but I think that we'll build them a little bit later on. But an important part of this is that we have to have terracotta, straight up plain terracotta underneath the entire thing. But I think that we'll build them a little bit later on. But an important part of this is that we have to have terracotta, straight up plain terracotta underneath the entire thing. I want it to look as though that it's got like a solid foundation. Instead of just grass, I want it to be terracotta. It's a nice colour. It's just kind of like a run-of-the-mill average brick colour. It actually looks to me a little bit more like brick than bricks, which is a little bit weird, almost. Not brick than bricks. It almost looks like a more natural building material than bricks to me. I don't know if you guys will understand what I'm saying with that, but it just there's just something about the colour and the consistency of it that I really like. Not that I don't like bricks, because I of course built half of the house with brick, but there's something about terracotta that I really do just like. So, we have an extra slab here, we'll just knock that out, and then we just have to replace it. So, perfect. So now we have this area. We may as well fill it in, honestly, because I mean, yeah, well, why not? So, there's a few things under here. There's a seating area that's made out of smooth quartz stairs. We need scaffolding. We need flower area. We may as well fill it in, honestly, because I mean, yeah, well, why not? So there's a few things under here. There's a seating area that's made out of smooth quartz stairs. We need scaffolding. We need flower pots. We need spruce trapdoors. We need magma. Or you don't need them necessarily. Water buckets you may. That'll be it. That's actually it. So in this corner we're going to have a little seating area. So just a little corner of quartz stairs like this. Maybe extend one. Out a little bit. Place a little bit of scaffolding in between some flower pots. You have a nice little seating area. Against this wall, we're going to leave a gap of 1 from the inside edge of oak fence, and we're going to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz stairs. We're going to extend the end 1, 2, 3, 1 inside edge of oak fence, and we're going to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz stairs. We're going to extend the end 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We're going to dig out the middle. The middle is going to be filled with magma. We're going to place water inside like this. We're going to waterlog these stairs blocks, and the reason that one might want to have magma, you can see it bubbles every so often, so that's why you might want to add some magma, and not to be confused with lava. You want to add some magma or don't. It's kind of up to you. It's not really like, it's not a massive deal, but it's kind of cool to see it bubbling. Have a nice little hot tub or jacuzzi. I suppose it would be a hot tub, maybe. I don't know the distinction. I think hot tubs can only be hot, but I think that jacuzzis are like, they're variable. I think. I don't quite know. But anyway. Or maybe it's that jacuzzis have bubbles and hot tubs don't necessarily. We're getting into minutiae here that really doesn't matter whatsoever. So, we can now, in doing that, extend this path around what we've just made. And we also want to do a little bit of decoration too. So, this path, we're going to need smooth stone, jungle leaves, we're going to need poppies, we're going to use a composter, we're going to use oak fence, we need some and we will leave it at that for now. So, this path, we're going to extend the smooth stone path that we already have backwards. We're going to extend it backwards, and we're going to extend it around what we've just made. So, we'll leave it at this for now. It's going to remain, I'm not sure that I mentioned this, it's going to remain 3 rows wide. So, just like this. And it wants to stay kind of like, if the entire width of the path can't extend, so we don't extend inwards here, then we're not extending any of it, if that makes sense. So we want to have something which should look like that, and that creates a little crevice here, and that's why we have the flowers. We're going to add some flowers to it. So let's continue extending the path, and we can make it look all nice. And I'm not placing any blocks, and then when I do place them, they're in completely the wrong place. I'm losing my mind over here. So path in using the smooth stone, extend all the way towards the back, so here, and then across here, here, and here. And then we want to have, we want to extend the path, and we basically want to line it up with the back door here, and we don't really want to intrude on any of the rows that we have on the left or right side of us, if that makes sense. You can kind of see what I'm talking about, right? So once again, if we can't really extend like the whole path and have it like be smooth, we don't really want any jagged corners, then we don't want to bother extending any of it. So at a right angle, no extra rows, we just want to extend it, and we want to join it to the back door. But now we do want to branch off a little bit, so onto like underneath the pagoda, where we have the not a greenhouse, the conservatory. We're going to have some flowers aside here. We're going to use a composter. We're going to fill it up until eventually, can I just keep greenhouse? The conservatory. We're going to have some flowers aside here. We're going to use a composter. We're going to fill it up until eventually, can I just keep holding the trigger? No, I cannot. Come on. Eventually, I want to see the little step. So, hang on. So, that was a proper sideshow, Bob. No! I want to see the stones. Hang on. I'm being a little bit too trigger happy. What I want to see... Okay, hang on. I've never had this trouble before. This is insane. Hang on, wait. Come on. Where is it? Are you kidding me? Yes, okay, there we go.
Oh, come on. Let's do that again. Oh, dang it. This is gonna take a very long time, isn't it? There we go. There we go.
Wow! And then stick an oak fence on top, and then a couple of jungle leaves. That is the only effect that I wanted. I just wanted it to look as though there were some stones in there. That was so hard. So what do we want to do as well? Let me get a shot up of this. Okay, so we want to place a little bit of hedging around the conservatory. That'll make it look a little bit nicer, like this. We can connect it to the pre-existing hedging like so. That's not looking too bad. What else do we want to add back here? Well, we can actually use these stone pressure plates that we have as well. I didn't even realise. Pressure plates are going to open the conservatory doors, by the way, so we can just crack those open whenever we like. We want to have, in this back garden, we want to have a couple of things. But first of all, we want to make a shed, because then it allows us to place everything else. Spruce wood plank, spruce door, glass, dark oak wood slab, and I think that might be it, really. So the shed, I like it, the idea of it being just opposite this path, so like just opposite like where you would walk out like this. Aha, my shed of shedness. And we're going to place a row of 3 spruce wood planks. Well, let's leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4. So about here, right? We'll place a row of 3 spruce wood planks, and then we'll extend it towards the hedge like this in kind of like a rectangle. This middle block here is going to be a door, but I'm going to dig out the middle of the shed and we're going to replace it with spruce wood. Door can go here, spruce wood planks along the side. We'll make it 1 row higher so that we can add windows and replace it with spruce wood. Door can go here, spruce wood planks along the side. We'll make it 1 row higher so that we can add windows, and it might just look a little bit better higher. Can add a double window, or perhaps like a triple window, a single window, some sort of window on the side would look fantastic. And then we're just going to use dark oak wood slabs, and we're just going to create a roof for it. So very, very simple. Slabs on the side, extend them up as they overextend the edges, and then join them together in a little triangular pattern. Should be fairly simple. Hopefully, if you've followed any of my tutorials before, that is very commonplace. So you should be able to hopefully do that. If this is my first tutorial, that'd be a little bit weird that you're making like the interior tutorial without following the actual house tutorial first, so this would technically be the second, although we don't use that style of roof. Anyway, again, I don't know what I'm talking about. We're going to grab, just for a bit of decoration really, like the stone pressure plates, and then the buttons, and then the bone meal. We need the podzol. I like peonies and rose bushes. We're going to grab, just for a bit of decoration really, like the stone pressure plates, and then the buttons, and then the bone meal. We need the I like peonies and rose bushes for this next part as well. So we're going to make some flower beds. Flower beds, quite simply. I like the double tall flowers, any of them. I think there's only 2 or 3. I can't even remember. So on one side of the shed, I've got the rose bushes. On the opposite side, I've got the peonies, like this. And in front of them, I'm going to dig out and I'm going to place some podzol. Kind of makes it just look a little. It kind of. Frames them a little bit. It almost looks a little bit more realistic, if you ask me, which I don't think it would, but I'm giving you my opinion anyway. So we're going to bone meal a little bit along the back here. I kind of wish there was like a lawnmower in the back garden. I don't know how to make one. I've never thought about that. I should figure out how to make a lawnmower really. So just a couple of stones and stuff strewn about as well. You can even have like a little cute path. Not that. I don't want that. There we go. You can even have a little cute path to the shed if you like as well, which would be kind of cool. In doing that, I mean, we've done a huge amount now of the outside. There's not too much more to do, although there is a little bit more. But the back garden itself is actually pretty much complete. I'm actually very, very happy with that. There are 2 things in my mind that we've got left to do, okay? Number 1, I still want to make that path that connects a drive to the actual footpath. And we have to place amount of hedging on the side of the build, only on this side. I'm not so bothered about the other side. I think it's because it's not really exposed as this side of the house is. So you need any kind of wood, I'd recommend oak, and any kind of leaves, I'd recommend jungle. And how are we doing this hedging that we have discussed? So, all the way up at the front of the build here, we can start off by moving just 1 block inwards. So here, placing an oak wood, right? Gap of 3, oak wood. Gap of 3, oak wood, gap of 3, oak wood, extending backwards of course, gap of 3, oak wood, gap of 3, oak wood, gap of 3, oak wood, so on and so forth. I don't want to keep saying that. Eventually we just want to have the oak wood, eventually it will come towards the back of the house. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to line it perfectly at all. So, what are we doing with these oak woods? The oak wood's very, very simple indeed. Very, very simple. We place on top of them 3 jungle leaves. 1, 2, 3. We extend the lower 2 jungle leaves outwards in every single direction. Just like this. That's all. That's it. That's all you do. That's the leaves. So 3 on top. Extend the lower 2 blocks outwards in every single direction. This is tedious.
I'll be back, guys. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video here, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.